Hello, everyone, and welcome to our A2 English podcast. Today, we begin a new story called Working Abroad. My name is Emma, and 2 weeks ago, I arrived in a new country. I came here because I want to study English and find a job. Back in my home country, I was a cashier in a small market. The job was simple, but I wanted to improve my life. The first step was learning English, so today is my first day at the language school. The school building is big and modern. There are many classrooms, a cafe, and even a small library. When I enter, I see many students from different countries. Some speak Spanish, some speak Korean, and some speak Arabic. Everyone looks a little nervous, just like me. At the reception desk, a friendly woman smiles at me. "Good morning. What's your name?" I answer, "My name is Emma. I am here for the A2 class." She gives me a paper and says, "Your classroom is 204. Go upstairs. Turn left." I take a deep breath and walk up the stairs. My hands are a little cold because I'm excited. In room 204, about 12 students are already sitting. A man with glasses waves at me. "You can sit here if you want," he says. I smile and sit next to him. He says, "My name is Lucas. I'm from Brazil." I tell him, "Nice to meet you. I'm Emma from Poland." Before we talk more, the teacher enters the room. Her name is Miss Taylor. She has short brown hair and a warm smile. "Hello, everyone," she says loudly. "Welcome to A2 English. Today we start a new journey together." She gives each of us a small card. Write your name, your country, and your reason for learning English. I write name, Emma, country, Poland, reason, I want to find a job. After everyone finishes, Miss Taylor reads them one by one. Many students write similar things. Better job, new life, study at university. I feel less alone. Everyone is here for the same dream. After class, Lucas asks me, "Do you want to drink coffee in the school cafe?" I say, "Sure." While we drink coffee, he tells me something interesting. "There is a restaurant near my house. They need workers. Maybe you can try." My heart beats faster. A job already? Maybe this city will give me a chance faster than I thought.
The next morning, I woke up early. I couldn't stop thinking about the restaurant Lucas told me about. Maybe they needed a worker. Maybe they needed me. I got dressed, practiced a few sentences in English, and left my apartment. The restaurant was only 10 minutes away. It was small but beautiful, with yellow lights and wooden tables. The sign on the door said, "Sunrise Cafe, breakfast and lunch." I took a deep breath and walked inside. There weren't many customers because it was still early. A woman behind the counter looked at me and smiled. "Good morning. How can I help you?" I felt a little nervous, but I said, "Hello, I heard you need workers. I want to ask for a job." The woman looked surprised but friendly. "Oh, yes, we are looking for someone. I'm Anna, the manager." She asked me to sit at a table. Then she brought a form and said, Can you fill this out? The form asked for my name, phone number, experience, and language level. I wrote everything slowly and carefully. After a few minutes, Anna returned. She sat across from me and said, "Tell me about yourself." I said, "My name is Emma. I am from Poland. I worked as a cashier before. I speak English a little, but I study every day." Anna listened patiently. She nodded and asked, "Can you work on weekends?" "Yes," I answered quickly. "Can you carry plates and talk to customers?" "Yes," I said again. Even though I wasn't 100% confident, I wanted the job. Anna smiled gently. "You seem motivated. That's good. But your English is still a little weak. Do you understand customers well?" I hesitated. "I understand slow English," I said honestly. She thought for a moment. Then she said something that surprised me. "You can try one day, a trial day. If you do well, I will hire you." My eyes opened wide. "A trial day? When?" "Tomorrow," she said, "at 9 a.m. I almost couldn't believe it. Tomorrow? That fast? I thanked her many times and left the restaurant with a big smile on my face. On the way home, as I walked, I imagined myself wearing an apron, serving coffee, carrying plates, smiling at customers. Maybe this was the beginning of my new life. When I got home, I immediately called Lucas. "Lucas, she said yes, I have a trial day tomorrow." Lucas laughed loudly through the phone. "See, I told you, you can do it." But later in the evening, I started feeling nervous again. What if I don't understand the customers? What if I drop a plate? What if Anna thinks I'm too slow? I sat on my bed, took a deep breath, and whispered to myself, "It's okay. Everyone starts somewhere. Tomorrow is just the first step." Every weekend, I follow a simple routine at the cafe. I start my shift at 9 in the morning. First, I clean the tables and chairs. I check the sugar, napkins, and straws. After that, I turn on the coffee machine and prepare the counter. When customers arrive, I greet them with a smile. I take their orders slowly and clearly because I want to understand everything correctly. Sometimes customers ask for special drinks like iced lattes or extra hot cappuccinos. I try my best to make the drinks carefully. When the cafe gets busy, I work faster and communicate with my coworkers. At around 1 p.m., we take a short break. I usually drink tea or eat a small sandwich. After my break, I continue serving customers, cleaning tables, and washing cups. My shift finishes at 5 p.m. Before I leave, I check the cafe and make sure everything is ready for the next day. At the cafe, I meet many different people every day, but some customers are special to me. My favorite customers are a friendly old couple who come every Saturday morning. They always sit at the same table near the window. The man drinks black coffee, and the woman likes a small latte with extra milk. They often tell me short stories about their week, and I enjoy listening to them. There is also a young student who visits the cafe to study. She brings her laptop and books. She usually orders a hot chocolate and sits quietly in the corner. I like her because she is polite and always says thank you. Sometimes she asks me about my day and we talk for a minute. Another regular customer is a businessman who comes during lunch. He always orders quickly because he is in a hurry. Even though he is busy, he is kind and smiles every time. Seeing these familiar faces makes my job easier and more enjoyable. They make the cafe feel like a warm and friendly place. Last weekend was one of the busiest weekends we ever had at the cafe. On Saturday morning, the weather was sunny, so many people came to have breakfast outside. I arrived early to prepare the tables, clean the machines, and check the pastries. At 9 a.m., the cafe was already full. The old couple came first, as always. I quickly brought their drinks, but this time they also ordered a slice of cake. Then, the young student walked in with her backpack. She looked a little tired, so I made her hot chocolate extra warm. She smiled and said it made her feel better. Around lunchtime, many families visited. Kids were running around, laughing and shouting. I tried my best to stay calm and serve everyone on time. The businessman also arrived, but he looked more stressed than usual. His order was the same, but he said he had an important meeting later. I wished him good luck, and he thanked me before leaving. By the end of the day, my legs were hurting, and I was very tired, but I felt proud. Even though it was busy and difficult, I managed to help everyone and keep the cafe running smoothly. Days like this remind me why I enjoy my job so much. Because every customer has a story, and I get to be a small part of their day. One day, something unexpected happened at the cafe. It was a quiet Wednesday morning, and I was cleaning the counter when the old couple walked in earlier than usual. They were smiling more than normal, and the woman was holding a small box. I asked if everything was okay, and the man said, "We have a surprise for you." They sat at their usual table, and I brought their drinks. Then they gave me the small box. When I opened it, I found a simple silver keychain with a tiny coffee cup on it. The woman said, "You always make our mornings better. We wanted to thank you." I was shocked and a little emotional. I had never received a gift from a customer before. I thanked them many times and promised to keep the keychain forever. The moment felt warm and meaningful. Later that afternoon, the young student also came. She said she passed an important exam and wanted to celebrate. She told me that studying in the cafe helped her focus and feel comfortable. Hearing that made me really happy. The businessman also stopped by after work and said his meeting went great. That day, I realized that working at a cafe is not only about serving drinks, it is also about building connections with people. Their kindness made me feel appreciated, and I went home with a big smile on my face.
The following week, something unexpected and stressful happened at the cafe. It was Thursday morning, and everything started normally. I came early, prepared the pastries, cleaned the tables, and turned on the coffee machines. At first, only a few customers came in, so I thought it would be a calm day. But around 11 a.m., things suddenly changed. While I was making a cappuccino, I noticed that one of the coffee machines was making a strange noise. The sound was loud and unusual, almost like something was shaking inside. I tried turning it off and back on, but the noise didn't stop. A few seconds later, steam started coming out from the side of the machine. I quickly unplugged it and stepped back. It wasn't dangerous, but it definitely wasn't working anymore. At the same time, more and more customers were coming into the cafe. A long line started forming, and people were waiting for their drinks. I began to feel nervous because now we had only one working machine, and it was much slower. I apologized to every customer and explained the situation. Some of them were patient and understanding, but others looked annoyed because they were in a hurry. The old couple arrived, and when they saw me stressed, they asked if everything was okay. I explained the problem, and the man smiled and said, "Don't worry, these things happen." Their calm energy helped me relax a bit. I made their drinks using the other machine, even though it took longer. Then the young student walked in with her laptop. She ordered a hot chocolate, but she noticed the long line. She told me she didn't mind waiting because she had time to study. She even offered to help me clean some tables if needed. Her kindness made me feel better. But the biggest challenge came when the businessman arrived during lunchtime. He looked very busy and stressed, as usual. When he saw the broken machine and the long line, he sighed heavily. I apologized again and told him his drink might take extra time. Surprisingly, he didn't get angry. Instead, he said, "It's okay. I think I needed a break anyway." That polite reaction made my day easier. After about an hour, the owner of the cafe came in. I explained everything, and he checked the machine. He said it needed a professional repair and couldn't be used for a few days. At first, I worried that the next days would be even more difficult, but the owner smiled and said, "You did a great job managing the situation." By the end of the day, I was exhausted. My hands were tired from making so many drinks, and my back hurt from standing all day. But I also felt proud. Even though the situation was stressful and unexpected, I stayed calm, helped everyone, and kept the cafe running. The customers saw my effort and supported me with kind words. When I left work that evening, I looked at the keychain the old couple gave me. It reminded me that even on bad days, there are good people and good moments waiting. Problems will always happen, but how we deal with them is what matters.
After the coffee machine broke, the next few days were a bit difficult at the cafe. We still had only one working machine, so everything took more time. Customers had to wait longer, and I had to move faster than usual. Even though I was tired, I tried my best to stay positive. But something surprising happened on Monday morning. When I arrived at work, I saw the owner standing near the counter with a big smile on his face. Next to him were 2 large boxes. He said, "I have good news." At first, I didn't understand what he meant, but then he opened the boxes and I saw 2 brand new coffee machines. They were modern, shiny, and much faster than the old ones. The owner said he decided to upgrade the cafe because he saw how hard I worked during the problem last week. I felt really proud and happy. We spent the morning installing the machines and cleaning the counter. When I turned them on, the sound was soft and smooth, so much better than the old machines. The entire cafe smelled like fresh, strong coffee. Around noon, the first familiar faces came in. The old couple walked in and immediately noticed the new machines. The woman laughed and said, "Wow, the cafe looks more professional now." I made their drinks quickly, and they were surprised at how fast everything was. Then the young student arrived. She ordered her usual hot chocolate and watched the new machine carefully. She said, "It looks cool." When she tasted her drink, she smiled and gave me a thumbs up. She even stayed longer that day, maybe because the cafe felt more comfortable and peaceful. Later, the businessman came in. When he saw the new machines, his eyes opened wide. He said, "Finally," with a laugh. I made his drink in less than a minute, and he seemed impressed. He said, "Good things come after difficult days," and left in a better mood than usual. As the day continued, more customers noticed the new machines and congratulated us. Some said the cafe felt fresher, faster, and more modern. With the new machines, I could prepare drinks quickly, and the line moved smoothly. For the first time in a long while, I didn't feel stressed during the lunch rush. But the best part of the day came in the afternoon. The owner called me to the back room and said, "I want to thank you for your hard work. You handled the difficult situation very well. Because of that, I want to give you a small bonus this month." I was shocked. I didn't expect anything like that. I thanked him many times. It felt great to be appreciated and recognized for my effort. When my shift ended, I walked out of the cafe feeling light and happy. The street looked brighter, the air felt fresher, and I felt more confident in my job. Last week's problem turned into something positive: a better cafe, better machines, and a better working day. On my way home, I touched the keychain from the old couple again. Every time I looked at it, I remembered that even hard days can bring good results in the future. And now with the new machines, I felt ready for anything. A few days after the new machines arrived, something even more surprising happened at the cafe. It was Tuesday morning, and the weather was cold and cloudy. I came early, as usual, cleaned the tables, and prepared the pastries. Around 10 a.m., the cafe started to get busy. People were coming and going, and I was moving fast, but calmly, because the new machines made everything easier. While I was making a latte, a woman I had never seen before walked into the cafe. She looked professional, carrying a laptop bag and a notebook. She sat near the window and watched the counter for a moment. When I went to take her order, she smiled and said, "I've heard good things about this place." She ordered a cappuccino and a croissant. After a few minutes, I brought her order to the table. She tasted the cappuccino and said, "This is really good. You made it perfectly." I felt proud and thanked her. A little later, when the cafe became less busy, she called me to her table. "Are you the one who usually works here?" she asked. I told her yes. She then said something that surprised me. "I work for a new bakery and coffee brand in the city. We are opening several new branches soon, and we are looking for experienced baristas. Someone recommended this cafe and told me you're very good at your job." I didn't know what to say at first. No one had ever come to offer me something like this before. She continued, "If you are interested, we would like to invite you for an interview. The salary is higher, and there are opportunities for training and career growth. You seem hardworking, calm under pressure, and good with customers." My heart started beating fast. I wasn't expecting a job opportunity like this. I told her I needed some time to think. She gave me her card and said, "Take your time. If you're interested, call me anytime this week." After she left, I stood behind the counter thinking deeply. I liked the cafe where I worked. The customers knew me, and the place felt like a second home. But the new opportunity sounded exciting: better pay, career growth, and new experiences. A few minutes later, the old couple came in. They noticed I was quieter than usual and asked if something was wrong. I told them about the job offer. The woman smiled and said, "Whatever you choose, we will support you." The man added, "You deserve good things. We've seen how hard you work." The young student came later and said the same thing. Even the businessman, when I told him, said, "If you get a chance to grow, take it." Their support made me feel stronger and more confident. That evening, when I went home, I sat on my bed and looked at the business card again. I thought about all the days at the cafe, the stress, the busy moments, the kind customers, the new machines, and the small but meaningful connections I made. I realized that sometimes life gives us new doors to open, and we have to be brave enough to walk through them. That night, I decided I would call the woman the next day. I didn't know what the future would bring, but I felt ready for a new chapter.